Good afternoon, good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing well today. I just wanted to say a couple things real quick, get them out of the way. I had a couple comments saying they didn't understand I was talking in riddles. Well, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, and then I don't know where you've been the last 20 years. Or especially the last 6 years. That some of the things nobody can say on here. If you do, and this is what I think is being done to me, is I'm being pushed down because of some of the things I say. But that's okay. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for money, and I don't have I certainly don't have a lot of money. That's a fact. I live just like everybody on here does. Everybody. Day to day, hoping that tomorrow's a better day than today. And another thing, I don't have one aggressive mean bone in my body. I outgrew that a long time ago. When I was younger, maybe you could say that, because I was a different person then. But I've had a lot of things happen in my life. And nobody knows each other's situations. We all have one. We all have one that makes us who we are. So, with that being said, I'd help anybody do anything that I could possibly do for them that really needs it. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Anybody in my community will tell you that. Anybody. So, this is the internet, man. It is what it is. But speaking of 2020, and touching on something I said yesterday, and I said I was going to single these things out. 2020 is why where we are today, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Spiritually, financially, in every way. When you go someplace, people are either driving, trying to run over you, or you go in the store, they get mad if you hold the door, they get mad if you look at them the wrong way, they don't want to say anything to you, they look like they're got a demon running loose amongst them. The young I call them children, or whatever you want to call them, young folks. They act like that they don't even exist when you talk to them. Like you're talking straight through them. They look at you the same way, and I don't get it. But something about 2020, I don't know what it was, because people say, "Oh, it's the shot, all this stuff." Nah. Maybe. I don't know. But I know people that didn't take it. And they're the same way, man. And what I believe is, it's money, man. It's a spiritual war that is going on right now with everybody. I mean, if you don't feel that right now, you're not alive. If you don't feel that there's something wrong with today's world, just the feeling you walk, just being outside, going into any kind of a store or business or anything, it's almost scary, man. You don't know what you're going to run into. And when you go to another place or a larger town, I was just in the next town above me today, 500,000 people, and it's like night and day. I couldn't even tell you how many times I about got ran over. People don't use their turn signal. They'll just turn in someplace, and Jesus Christ, it looks like they're going to wreck. And people will get right on your rear end. If you can be running 70, 80 miles an hour, and people stay right on your bumper. Even if they can pass, they'll stay right on your bumper. I don't get it. And then you see all these wrecks that we have around here, a ton of them, everywhere. All these intersections, and people just, bam, people getting hurt and getting killed every day. And it's like this every day, almost. I just seen a couple of days, a helicopter life flighting people out from a wreck. Midday. And that was actually last Friday. So on a Friday at midday. Can you just imagine the family getting that call on a midday on a Friday? And you having your family life flighted someplace. That's bad. When you get life flight, that's a bad thing. And anybody knows that. Folks, whatever has happened, and like I said, I believe it's just absolute the money thing, because I don't know of anybody that's not having bad financial issues. And I'm going to say this, and I mean it when I say it. If anybody thinks that I don't, yes, I do. I just prefer not to air my personal business. I'll just tell you that way, like that. I just don't. And I think that should be okay. But I have it just like everybody else does. In fact, I have a whole lot more than some people, because I work for myself most of the time. So I have to deal with all of it. And none of it's fun. None of it. And I think to myself every day, even more and more, why don't I just sell all of this? Sell it all. And just, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Yeah, I might have more money then. But where am I going to go? And if I sell and keep part of it, then I'm going to look over there every day and wish to God I haven't never sold it. Because I know what's going to happen. They're going to put homes in. And I'll be right in a neighborhood. Might as well live in town. And I don't want that. So either way I go on that, I got to make a decision. Either leave it that way or leave it the way it is. So I choose this right now. Don't know how much longer I'll be able to do it, because it's taxing. Very. And financially, it's a burden. Every day. So I'm right there with everybody. I'm with everybody on it. I sit here and basically wring my hands all day long over it. I understand when I see people like this. But also, I give my worries and as much of my things as I can to Jesus, and let him handle like he says he will, like he tells us all that he will. You have to trust in him and give it to him, and don't pick it back up. Let him have it, and don't bother it, because ultimately there's nothing you're going to do about it anyway. You're certainly not going to overcome him. But I want to tell you, boy, Satan is running amok in many, many, many people. And more people than Jesus, I believe. That's what the scary part is. Because, folks, if you don't make things right between you and him before that last breath of air goes out of you, before that last beat of that heart, if you don't believe, then you don't. I can't convince you. All I can tell you is, myself, I believe, because I've had things that made me believe. Too many things to sit here and even make one mention of it. But I can tell you, I know for a fact, I'm supposed to be here. As of now. So I know that my life has been saved many times. I've been given many chances. And I'm doing the best I can as a human being. Because we're all flawed. All of us. Every single one of us. And we fail miserably sometimes. But that's okay. Because he forgives us for that as well. So, I would like to tell anyone that is having a hard time financially getting food in the house, if you will just not pick it up, lay it down to him and mean it, you'll be surprised at how things will go. More than you think you will. You think you're in control of everything right now, but you're not. You think you are, but you're not. None of us are. When you start to realize what I just said, you'll do better, because it took me years of it before I'd ever let that thick skull of mine believe it. And it did get better. Do I still have problems every day, man? Every day. I ask for help every second of every day. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's hard. Harder than most. But, folks, we have a problem with not having someone in our life that can truly help us. And by saying that, I hope that anybody that sees this, if you're going to say something like really dreadful and bad, or that it's you don't believe this or you don't believe that, and that's the, it's not the first time somebody said it to me. It won't be the last. And all I can say is I'm gonna pray for you if you leave a message like that. I'm gonna pray for you anyway. I don't care. You can sit here and call me everything you want to say, but I'm still going to tell. I'm still going to say, I'm sorry you feel that way, and I'm still going to pray for you. So, and I mean, that's another thing. When somebody says they're going to pray for you, don't wait. Pray for them right then, because later on, I promise you, you'll probably forget it. With the way everything is and how drastic our lives are today. Pray for them right then. It don't take just a few minutes. Say a quiet prayer very, very quickly. But it's kind of weird, man. He's been driving around here for a minute. That makes me nervous. I don't like people that's dark tinted windows riding around slow. Makes me kind of feel weird. But, folks, the food ain't going to get cheaper. The people running this country ain't going to get any better. It's going to be worse. We've got times coming that none of us ever thought we'd ever see on this earth. It's going that way if you can't look back last month, just look back last month at how it was and then how it is now. It's almost a daily change. It's most certainly a monthly change. But it's almost a daily change to me. I see it every day. Seemingly I see something different. And you folks living in these bigger cities, New York, Chicago, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Memphis, anywhere, any great big city, Miami, anything. I don't know how you do it, because it seemingly to me, what I see, people, the things I see on here, man, I would freak out. It would freak me out to the point where I'd pack my crap, man. I don't know where I'd go, but I'd have to go. And I know you can't. I know everybody can't leave, because there's nowhere else to go. And people are packing up and moving out of the country and moving somewhere else. And maybe that's an answer for somebody and for some people. Maybe that is an answer. I don't know. But I don't think it is. I think you're going to find the same thing there, maybe just a little bit different. But whatever goes on in this world, if you think that running from the United States to Albania or the Philippines or any of these places that people are leaving to go to, if you think these places are better, what do you think's going to happen if the United States or Russia or some of these big countries start popping off this bad stuff? You think it's not going to happen where you're at, or it's not going to devastate that? You're not going to escape it ever. That's just like I say, all these people that's wealthy, no matter who it is, no matter the billionaires, all the rich, Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, whoever, I'm telling you, they think they're going to go dig and put a bunch of food under the ground and water and put all this stuff up, and millions of dollars, just because they have it, to put it under the ground. Okay, what's going to happen if something does happen? When you come out in 20 years, if you're still alive, what are you going to come out to? There's nothing going to be here. There's nothing going to be here to even try to make a country out of again. And the other thing, that this is what I believe, it don't matter where you're at. To me, if you're doing that, you're just making yourself a tomb. Because if you think you can't be reached under that ground, I got news for you. Yes, you can be. And who in God's name wants to live in a hole underground and come out to nothing but straight devastation everywhere? Can't grow nothing, you can't do nothing. Life in existence is over as you know it. Nothing left. Who won't even exist in that kind of a place? Not me. And people, these prepping channels, I get it. I get there's people trying to tell people what to go, that some people don't know the essentials to go get. Let me tell you, essentials. Things that you could trade with. If you don't have something, you can trade somebody that does have what you want, if you can even find that. But today, people can't even have food enough for 3 or 4 days, let alone to have 6 months worth of food and water and necessities. One, people's going to run out of medicine. Everybody that's on medicines within 30 days or 60 at the most, people's going to be freaked out even more because they're going to be without all their medications. There's no win-win here, folks. None. For no one. Nobody's getting out of this. Nobody. I don't care what anybody says. If something bad happens, you're not going to get out of it. None of us are. We're all gone. It's done. I'm not for any wars. Sometimes you got to do something. But sometimes you don't. And to be a war dog is not good. And we were duped into this one. All of us. Someone's like, it wasn't me. I didn't vote for him. I understand that. I understand it. But you still got what you thought you were going to get anyway. It still came true. So whatever you believed, it still happened. Whether you believed it or whether you didn't. Me? Did I believe it? Did I believe he would have done what he did? No. No, I'll be honest with you, I didn't. Call me stupid, call me whatever you want to. That's okay. Like I said, I got thick skin. But I didn't. I got allergies and I'm sitting here near a big pin oak tree. That's what's getting me. Coming in these vents. I can tell to my voice and my nose, just sitting here breathing this for the last 20 minutes. But anyway, folks, I don't want to keep everybody on here, but I just want you to know that please, for your own sake and your family, if you have a family, just do the best you can. That's all any of us can do. When you do the best you can, that's all you can do. And, you know, I believe we have been set on this course for the last 6 years, even longer. They've been wanting to do this since, I'm going to say back in the 80s. But they couldn't do it. They didn't know how to do it. They didn't know how to, how to get us all in one big spot, I guess. They didn't know how to take our ability to buy things away and possess things. Now they figured it out with technology, the vehicles that they're building, the homes that they're building, pods, and the money system. I'll give it this time next year. They're going to try to start implementing the one way of pay. I believe they'll stop making cash. They stop making pennies. I believe before very long, and what I mean by this, I mean within the next year. It may be longer than that, but literally I don't think it really is. I believe we're going to see the changes we've already seen in the past 6 months, 7 months went by, is exponential compared to what it was from this time last year even. I know this because what I do on the side, my little side hustle I used to have, I would have weekends where I had great weekends doing what I was doing. And then every month it got less. And it's been doing this since 2023. The beginning of 2023. It just started going little by little by little by little, person by person by person. And at the beginning of the year, of this year, every other weekend, I seen a difference. There was that many people this weekend, this many people less, this many people less, this less, this less, this less, till it got to the point in June where I said, I'm done with that. Tired of wasting my time to go set up and pay for a whole weekend and not even get my money back from that weekend and be basically done by lunchtime on Saturday and go back home. Wasn't worth it. Not to me, it's not. And it's something I love to do. And I have a lot of people that I like to do, like their friends, and somewhat. Who do you call a friend today? Golly, man, if you got one or two actual friends, if you got one or two, you're doing well. And the older you get, the less of them you're going to have too, folks. That's going to disappear. That's going to be the first thing you're going to see disappear. I watch a guy on here. You might, if you watch it, it's Jack Morgan, Red Leather Podcast. Watch both of his channels. Seeing a lot of change coming in him. He's getting ready to move again to another state. Don't know where. But I wish you luck, Jack, if you see this, dude. But, you know, by saying that, I say this. There is only a few places, I believe, in this country you're going to move and not deal with things that we're all dealing with as much. You're not going to move anywhere that you're not going to have to deal with it. But when you stay in the bigger cities, you're going to pay a lot more. And people say, well, there's nothing to do here. Let me tell you something. This is a fact. This is something Jack said the other day on his show, that he less and less friends because he's 36 years old. It does nothing but go down from here on out. The tree's killing me. From here on out, it's going to go down. Look at it however you want to. I promise you. Anybody that's done lived that long and has come up from their 30s into their 40s or on up, tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. How many friends, I'm not saying acquaintances, friends, do you have? Real friends. Or even so-called friends. You'll find them out real quick. Ask them for something, and you'll figure that out real quick. They'll ask you and expect you to do it. But then when you don't, guess what? Phone, it don't ring. No texting, no messages. You might text them, it might be a week, or it might not be any before you get an answer back. That's another thing I say. Texting could be one of the best things that ever happened and one of the worst that ever happened. Because people get your message and say, oh, I opened and I forgot to text you back. Could very well be true. I've done it. I'm guilty of it. But another thing, it's a form of saying that, and it's a form of saying, I never got it. Well, on your phones, you can tell when somebody got your message and when they've read it. So, believe what you want about that. But these have made things so much worse. So much worse. And folks, I'm going to end it with this. Everything to do with social media is wrong. The only things it helps is when you're looking up, trying to fix something or trying to find something that you really need. That's the only good it really does. Anything else outside that is trash. It's trash. This is what I'm talking about. Trash. Don't need to hear it. Or anybody else. We got along just fine and did a whole lot better before this than we do now. Now we fight each other. Or we're pissed at each other about everything. It's just a common theory. With everything now. Everything. Everybody's pissed about everything. And that's where we're at today. People are fed up with everything. The truth is what I know would be. So, folks, take care of yourselves. And as I say all the time, pay attention when you're someplace. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Just like I did a while ago, vehicle driving around. I see you in this camera and I'm watching. When you see me look away, I'm looking in my mirrors and I'm looking ahead of me and I'm watching. Because I'm going to tell you, even where I live here, I feel safe, but not that damn safe. I can tell you that. Folks, watch people, because it's getting crazier and crazier every day. And I believe we're going through a demonic spiritual realm. I believe we're having issues that nobody wants to talk about. If they do, that gets pushed down to where people don't hear it. But I believe that we're having symptoms of our last days. I believe it, and I believe it in my whole heart. And I believe that if you'll just ask for help, it can't hurt if you really do it and mean it. And with that, I'm going to say this today, folks. I always say this before I get off, and I always will, no matter what. I always say, take care and have a blessed day or blessed night or whatever it's going to be for you. But today, I want to close with this. Anybody who's watching this now, whenever it is, I want to say this to you. I want to say a prayer for you real quick. Lord Jesus, I pray for anyone that is watching this. I pray, Lord, you will touch them and you will help them with the things they need. I pray, Lord, if they're sick, I pray for healing. If they're doing without, I pray that you help them to have plenty. I pray, Lord, if they had children, I pray peace over their children, peace over their marriage, and peace for the people that are just by themselves and are trying very hard to exist. Lord, I pray these things in your Son's holy name, Father. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank you, Father. And to you out there, again, I pray for y'all, because we all need this. All of us. Everyone. Thank you, folks. Have a good evening.